Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Eco Queen. Love me? I know you do. Anyway, I pray this is working. Yesterday we had a huge problem with this. My OBS decided to crash. Everything stopped working. And to be honest, I can't even tell if this is even working yet. It's really annoying. But hopefully it is. I really hope it is. Okay, apparently it is. It is. We're good. Yes. Oh, thank God. Thanks, Lanesh. It's working. I am not going to mention the cursed words that destroyed my computer yesterday because that sucked. Like, that sucked really bad. And I do want to apologize about the light and the sound. I am working on that. I still am getting... God damn it, Knight. I'm still moving into the new place. I still got to put up, like, actual things in this room to block sound. I don't have the panels up just yet, mostly because I don't have them, because I'm kind of poor right now. Woe is me, my problems. Anyway, let's move on to the focus of today's video. In no particular order, we're going to talk about the most annoying things, according to you guys, in Warhammer 40k. And I'm going to give my 2 cents on it and what I think about it, and go into a little bit of detail, but overall, we're just going to have some fun with this video. And no, Inquisitor Thomas, it is not you. You are not the most annoying thing. Unstable attack squid dead on with conscripts. Although they do take a nerf, you can't take 50, now you can only take 30. Although they do have a stratagem to come back to life, so this like there's 60. We're not going to get into that. So, in no particular order, I'm going to leave that one for last, the one that killed my stream. Oh, it's already at yellow. Is it still working, Ghost? Are we still good?
My screen's frozen. No, it's just straight up. I couldn't exit out what I was doing. It just froze at the moment. So okay. I'm not in YouTube right now.
Okay, so the first thing on my list, according to you guys, was Primaris Marines are annoying. Now, I kind of disagree. I really like the Primaris Marines. I like what they stand for. They're the new Space Marine. And a lot of people don't realize that they do take a little bit longer to make than the standard Space Marine. So the standard Space Marine is much cheaper to make, much easier to make, and more cost efficient to make. Versus the Primaris Marine, which need a brand new set of armor, 3 new organs, and... well, they're practically unstoppable once they get going, but still. A lot of the Traitor Legions and Space Marines are seeing them as abominations. And by that I mean, it was in one book. There's not enough fluff about them just yet for me to really say that I hate them, I like them. I do like their models, I think they are pretty cool. The Incessors are a little bit eh, and the Reavers could use a little bit of work. Personally, they're not my favorite, but they're definitely kind of cool. Like, I still don't see them as fitting a role on the tabletop, and that's where all of my experience comes from, being on top of a table. Anyway, that was a bad joke. I know, I said Incestors, because I think it's funny. They totally are. A whole new level of Battle Brother. Sorry, I have to read that. But... I can't say that I love or hate them due to the fluff just yet. As for the tabletop, I don't see them as really filling a role that the Space Marines didn't already have kind of down pat. I mean, the jump pack dudes, I could take the what are they called? The Raven Wings, the Black Knights from the Raven Wing, and do just as much damage. And I'd have I'd have the amount of wounds, I would have the toughness. Yeah, I mean, aside from the jump infantry aspect, which is really good. Okay, those guys have their place. The little recon guys, I don't really care about. No one has ever played against. I've never played against them, so I don't really have an opinion on them. The normal tactical marine equivalents, I view them as too pricey, not enough special weapons, not enough... They just don't fill a role for me. The Hellblasters, on the other hand, and the Heavy Hellblasters, I really do like. I like their lieutenant models. I like their chaplain, because he's just so fabulous. I like the Primaris captain. I like all of that. I think that's really cool. But overall, they're not really... They're just kind of meh for me. They don't annoy me, but according to you guys, they do. Now, keep in mind, if you want to add anything to my list as I go on, just super chat down below. Sorry, I do have to plug that in every now and then because, you know, I'm kind of a starving artist. The next thing on my list is hyping up Guilliman's Crusade, then totally skipping it. This actually really got to me. Like, I was so pissed about this because they had an epic trailer and everything for it. They even talk about, like, certain things happening in this crusade, and they're, like, hyping it up like crazy, and I'm expecting, like, the Blood Angels to actually die off, and I'm expecting, like, all of this crazy stuff to happen. Like, maybe the Imperial Fist would actually do something important, and then it's just, like, 250 years later, it's just like, wait, what happened? Why is everything... Like, if it's 250 years later, why is Greyfax and every single character still alive? Why is Yarick still alive? Like, what's going on? Also, there's a train in the background. I am sorry about that if you guys can hear it. It's like the only noise that it has to play during a live stream, of course, right? So, the whole crusade and then skipping over it, it really did annoy me. I just... That's my 2 cents on it. Just... recent fluff feeling rushed and not as well thought out as older fluff. I kind of agree with this, but a lot of the fluff in 40k is hit or miss. I mean, you get really, 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 really good fluff, and then you get garbage like Shroud of Night, where you could replace all the chaos, all the world eaters with orcs, and no one would be able to tell the difference. It's just that easy. So I do agree with that. A lot of the older fluff, well, even the older fluff, like the Beast of Rises series, is kind of silly. So moving on from that, Lucius the Eternal is the next one on my list. You guys have a problem with Lucius the Eternal. I mean, I guess his ability is a little bit silly, and all the arguments that happen about his name is a little bit silly. I mean, Lucius the Eternal, you know, you take a little bit of pride killing him, he possesses you. And then everybody has to argue, well, what happens if you just kill him from space? What happens if you do this? What happens if you do that? And I'm just like, guys, I get it. He's a badly written character who can possess people. That's about it. And even if he dies as a champion of chaos, there's a good chance that the Chaos Gods are just like, boop, he's back. The Sisters of Silence doing jack all for 10,000 years. And yes, that is a quote from somebody. This one I agree with. The Sisters of Silence basically went, oh, the Emperor's dead. Whatever. We're gonna, hey Custodians, do you need us around anymore? Custodians are taking off their armor and oiling each other up. Yeah, this is getting too gay for us. You are making us feel uncomfortable, and that's our job to make everybody feel uncomfortable. And we're uncomfortable here. We're gonna leave. Okay, bye. And the Sisters of Silence, they kind of just went into their own little thing. They retired. Some of them trained. Some of them stayed with a lot of people. Some of them kind of had families, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, that was kind of awesome to find out that blanks could have families, blanks could have kids, blanks could actually... you know, be part of society and all sorts of other things, even though they're 7.5-foot tall Amazons who are kind of crazy. But what can you do, right? Alexis, I have an audiobook on the way that may explain that better. Let's hope. Okay. The Ultramarines movie. All right, we don't talk about this. This movie was... It was so bad. It looked like a PlayStation 1 cutscene. It was god-awful. And the only way I could possibly excuse that movie... No, I can't. It was bad. GW, what the fuck? You dropped the ball in that one. It was bad. We're not even gonna... I'm just gonna move on from that. It was garbage. And I watched it with my friends for the first time. Like, I got it on release day. I was so excited about it because it was the first time something of Games Workshop, something Space Marine related, could actually be seen on the big screen. And I remember I brought it down to my local hobby shop, threw it into their Xbox 360, because we didn't have the Xbox One, and you know, you just do that. Played it on the big screen, and we were super excited, and then we all just watched it dead silent, and we looked at each other like, that was bad. That was bad. So yeah, Space Marine, it's definitely worth a watch. Like, you definitely want to watch it just to see that everything that every fan has done beyond that is better than what they did. Alright, moving down my list, we have Conrad let himself be killed, but in recent books shows he attacked the assassin that went after him. This one I've often wondered because it plays into the whole, oh, he's actually Jekyll and Hyde type mentality. But I do hate that GW does that with their books. Instead of ending a saga, they just kind of go, and it's over. Or is it? And they do that with all of their books. There are very few stories in 40k where they actually have an ending that they stick with. And I say this because it's just... so many things, like is Vulcan dead? Oh, well, he got evaporated by a Stompa, or not a Stompa, something exploding while tackling a giant orc, or tackling one of the beasts into it. Is he dead? No, Vulcan lives, stomp, stomp, stomp meme here. But it's just one of those things where the inconsistencies are a big deal in 40k. And speaking of that, the next thing on my list, consistency. There is a lot of points in the 40k books. Like, I'll be reading book to book for the Horus Heresy, and I'll be like, wow, this Titan is actually pretty big. It's like, you know, it's 4 times the size of a Space Marine. And then afterwards, it's just like, oh, it's actually, you know, touching the tops of mountains. Oh, well, it's actually not that big. It's this big. Or one of the biggest things is, like, the characters in between books. They go from being like, oh, I'm so noble and powerful and everything, to, oh, I died like a bitch. Like, what is it? I read 2 books back to back. One was Kanyoy or something like that. It was a Tau book. It was an audiobook. I listened to it. It was actually pretty decent. It tells the tale of the Imperial Fist getting fisted by... well, a single Tau, and it's, oh my god, is it sad. One Tau fire warrior kills 5 Marines and an entire convoy of vehicles. Now, keep in mind, it was only like 5 vehicles, but still, they kill an entire, like, the Imperial Fists are just a joke in 40k at this point. Like, I'm sorry if you like them, because they are literally a joke of a legion. They're a joke of a chapter. The Crimson Fists are much cooler. The Black Templar are much cooler. But the Imperial Fists, they're garbage. Alexis, please check your Twitter quickly. You won't regret it. I'm sorry, but I can't right now. Sorry. I will right after this. But in this one book... a Tau used a bunch of Markolites, a sky array that was really far away, and a bunch of sniper drones to take out an entire team. In another book, they have another Tau sniper, being all badass, just gets jumped on by an assault marine and killed almost instantly. And it's like, well, where's the consistency in that? Or it talks about how the sniper round bounced off of his armor, and I was just like, what? Why? What? Because in the last book, it blows right through his armor and actually kills him. And I was just like, it's kind of cool. Like, Tau Fluff is kind of iffy. But I digress. Consistency is not something that we expect from, well, these kinds of books. They're just not. This one. Multi-lasers is the next thing on my list from you guys. I don't even want to get into this. This is C.S. Godot stuff. C.S. Godot is a bad writer. He should feel bad. He actually makes freaking, he makes Matt Ward look good by comparison. And Matt Ward is garbage.
Can I quote something from C.S. Godot?
Yes.
When a Land Raider became a Razorback and then a Land Raider in under a paragraph.
Yeah, that wasn't really a quote.
Sorry, I really don't want to go through the book and quote.
I'm gonna move past the multi-lasers and CS Godot. I don't think he's worth talking about. I don't think Matt Ward is worth talking about or even mentioning, considering that most of his fluff has actually been retconned or, you know, just kind of washed under, just kind of pushed away. Like, go. Matt Ward, go back to fantasy. You killed that game. That's where we told you to go. Anyway, next thing on my list, the Dragon of Mars. They briefly mention this in like one story that I've seen so far. And that's about it. Like, I don't remember ever reading about it again. If you guys know any books that the Dragon of Mars is actually mentioned in, please let me know. I would like to read those. But as far as I know, it's just the Void Dragon on Mars is just kind of there, maybe, but no one really knows. Oh, and here's another inconsistency in the next thing on my list. The size of Titans between books. Oh, it's the Warmonger Titan. We took it down with a couple of Warhounds. Oh, it's the Warmonger Titan. It's touching the stratosphere. What? Well, not that big, but it's touching the tops of mountains was a line in one of the books. I gotta find out which book it is, and I'll get back to you on it. The Fall of Cadia being in a single book. I mean, the Dark Imperium book did go into it a little bit, and bleh. I can talk. I promise I can talk. Breathe, Alexis. Okay. Apparently, the book Cadia Stands also goes into it quite a bit. But until then, right now, The Fall of Cadia is literally on 20 pages, and that's it. The whole thing with the Eldar Mary suing everybody out of there. Yeah. Well, in all fairness, it was Celestine's prophecy. Well, not really prophecy. She kind of just went, hey guys, go to the north. The Eldar are going to come. What? Yeah, they're going to come and save us. Are you sure? Yeah, why not? Let's just wing it. Let's wing it. We got this. Then the Eldar showed up. They were like, hey, we're here to save you. And the Black Templar were all like, yay! Wait, Black Templar, don't you hate Eldar? Shut the fuck up, Carl. We're just going to keep moving and not say a word because we're losing. Papa Smurf, by that I'm assuming this person meant Marinus Colgar, who basically just gets the bitch treatment in Dark Imperium. The Space Wolves becoming obviously chaos corrupted. Now this I didn't really see too much. They kind of just got annihilated down to like, what, 3 companies at most? And that was during the Magnus Wars and then right afterwards the Fall of Cadia. The Imperial Fist deserve to get fucked if a single Tau Fire Warrior can take them down. I agree. Wolves getting butt fucked by nerds. Yes. Wait, I hate the nerds. You win this round. Imperial Fist getting wiped out down to the last man by orks. Then to be wiped out again then to be wiped out again during Fall of Cadia, down to just a few companies. This was a few comments that I got, and I just kind of fused them together, because I'm awesome like that, and why not? But, like I said before, the Imperial Fists are basically a joke chapter at best at this point. They literally get the shit kicked out of them all the time. They are the tyranids of any Xenos race. The tyranids always lose every single fight that they are in. It doesn't matter. The only thing is the Doom of Malantai was their only actual, win. But the Tyranids always lose. The Imperial Fists are the thing that make the Xenos races look cool. It's like, we killed the Imperial Fist. It's like, good job, here's a happy face. Guess who's getting a sticker on the board? You are. Imperial Fists. I can't stand them. Any warrior that's dumb enough to wear bright yellow into the battlefield deserves to get shot. There is no reason to wear that bright of a color. But then again, I also disagree with almost all of the colors of the Space Marines. I think they're all stupid. The Dark Angels are probably no, because they wear dresses. The Wolves wear stupid armor. All the Chaos Legions basically wear stupid armor. No one is smart enough to do digital camo across their entire armor.
There's that one chapter. One. Just one.
Now, there's a few chapters that actually wear colors that can work as a camouflage of sorts.
No, but there's one, you see their artwork and they're all wearing the old scout cloaks with digital camo and they match.
Oh, yeah. The Raven Guard. The Raven Guard are always in camouflage, and that's the smartest chapter, in my opinion.
Yeah, they do too.
Because they're smart enough to actually put on... They go like this. Hey, brother, you're an 8-foot-tall, giant, covered in clad armor that sticks out like a sword thumb. Instead of making you white, we're going to paint your armor black and put a cloak around you so you can actually blend in with your environment. So dumb. So dumb. Anyway, moving on. The Emperor's personality. Now this person... Well, this is a comment left, and then another person commented to me about the Emperor's personality and wanted to ask a few questions about it. And they asked if the Emperor's personality was always that he was a cold-hearted dick. And I answered, yeah, he's pretty much just a cold-hearted dick. He's just rude and mean. But he sees beyond people. He sees what he has to do at the end of everything. He doesn't think about, the common people. He thinks about the grand scheme of things, which he ultimately failed, but kind of succeeded and mostly failed. I don't know. This one I disagree with because I think there needs to be more of this. Felinids. Now, if you don't know what felinids are, Google it with safe search off and make sure you type in female felinid guardsman, okay? Go and do that right now. I'll wait.
Hello.
Yeah, if you're just as creeped out as I was when I first Googled what the hell a felinid was, you know what it is. It is a cat person. Because for no reason, 40k included cat people. But this is also the same game that included people literally turning into sharks, people who are vampires, people who are Roman knights, people who are turning into werewolves, people... And yet, the fan base goes absolutely berserk if you mention, hey, could you put a female in Space Marine armor and call them a Space Marine? No, you can't do that! But this guy's literally turning into a shark, and Greg over there is a werewolf, and Steve's a vampire, and the dragons are literally bony monstrosities. And no, they can't be women in power armor. Why? Because my manhood. Sorry, I had to take a crack at the fan base because that is something that annoys me. at the end of the day, we do have to realize this. We do have to realize this. This is literally just army men with a good backstory. This is all 40k is. I love it to death. You guys know that I love it to death. It is one of my favorite things in the world, is to just sit down and paint models, play the Space Marine games, well, not the Space Marine games, the Dawn of War games, and Space Marine, the game itself. But at the end of the day, it's literally just army men with a bad backstory and horrible fan fiction. It's like, well, this is my army. What makes them unique? They're vampires. Well, this is my army, and werewolves are cooler. Well, this is my army, and they're all gay. I mean, knights. Knights. Why are they wearing dresses? 'Cause knights wear dresses, dumbass. No, I'm pretty sure knights don't wear... Shut up. Don't question it. Isn't the entire backstory of this just a gay romance? No. Dude, do you have a... Are you trying to come out and, like, really ashamed of it? Yes. By the way, that is a long-winded joke about the Dark Angels, in case you didn't get it. The Rock is a gay nightclub down the street from one of the original Games Workshops. The entire story between Lion and Luther is so gay. It is literally gay. Sorry. I love the Dark Angels. Like, keep that in mind. I love them. I think they're awesome, but they're totally gay. And by that I mean Lion and Luther. And that's going to piss somebody off in the comments. They're going to be like, no, they're not gay. You made that up. And I'm just going to be like, Lionel Johnson is literally a gay poet who wrote about the Dark Angels. Space Marines are dumb as shit. I love them. I love them, but yeah. And then you got Felgrim. Come on, the whole story of the Primarchs is literally just daddy issues the game.
So is it Mass Effect 2?
So speaking of daddy issues, Abaddon the Harmless. I don't get Abaddon. I really don't. How do you take the biggest threat to the entire galaxy, the conqueror of thousands of worlds, the burner of worlds, the harvester of souls, the chosen of all the chaos gods, and not write him well? Like, that dude could literally blow up Terra and nobody would bat an eye. It would just be like, oh, look, he's trying. Like, he is just so poorly written. In fact, I wish they actually killed him in the first Gathering Storm book. Celestine should have, when she shoved her sword through him, should have killed him, and then Dracnian took over his body and transformed him into a demon prince. He would have been on par with the demon Primarchs, and he would have been amazing, and then you would actually have a credible threat. But no, you have Abaddon the Harmless, who's literally a walking meme. Who Creed himself was just like, you ain't shit. Like, nobody takes you seriously, and Abaddon's just like, come on! Sorry, had to adjust myself. I had to fold my knees, because, you know, my knees hurt. There's a joke there. There's a lot of jokes there. Abaddon the Harmless. It's a shame. It really is. But he found Dracnian in a Happy Meal on his way to Cadia. That's good. That's good. Alright, Ghost, have you been grabbing any questions?
Yeah, only 2 people asked them.
Oh, wow. We don't have any... Everybody, if you'd like, please leave a question in the live chat, the comments below. Or if you really want to be awesome, please support the channel by using the super chat feature. That would be great. You would help me actually buy furniture for my house, because there's literally nothing in my living room, and it's really funny. Anywho, what were those 2 questions?
Isn't the greatest chapter the Marines malevolent?
Isn't the what?
Greatest chapter the Marines malevolent.
They are pretty cool, but no.
Who is Carlos McConnell, and why is this planet populated by cat people?
I knew that was going to be a question. How do they let that in? Like, the Felinids, the Shaharadin.
There's always a way to make it cool, but as soon as you've mentioned cat people, everyone's gonna go, ooh. And
you had that one person. You had that one person on the design team who was secretly a weeb. And that's how we got the Tau. That's how we got freaking Felinids. That's how we got Shaharadin, and that's how we got dumb stuff in 40k. It's just that one guy, and I guarantee it was Matt Ward. Like, a young Matt Ward just sitting there, like, with his manga, his freaking bad facial hair, and just sitting there, like they're all talking about, like, badass ways that they could actually have, what the fuck? That's weird.
And that's a ban.
No, don't ban him. It's not worth a ban. Yeah, that was a weird question. Anyway, I guarantee we had that one person on the design team who's just sitting there with a manga and just going, everybody's talking about, like, awesome things, like, yeah, we could totally have, like, orks that are, like, badass and gigantic, and the more of them that there are, the smarter they get, the better their technology becomes, and they actually become a credible threat to the Imperium. We could have these badass Eldar who are like ninjas, and they shoot shurikens, and they've mastered psychic powers, and they have all this cool stuff, including gods that they can summon. And then the one guy's like, could we have mechas? And everybody just looks at him like, the hell is a mecha? Oh, and kaijus? Can we have kaijus? What? Oh yeah, and if you don't get the whole connection with the Eldar and ninjas, they literally fire shurikens at people. Like, they're ninjas, they're clowns. They're ninja clowns. They're elf ninja clowns. Like, I bet you won't be able to take the Eldar seriously anymore. Oh yeah, and they dance through the battlefield. Don't forget that. They make that apparent in all of their books.
Only the Harlequins, and the best part is one person takes them seriously.
Not the Harlequins. Not only the Harlequins. The freaking Rangers are described as dancing through the forests.
Well, the Rangers, they're outcasts they're outcasts for a reason.
Yeah.
If you want to just dance through the streets, go outside the craft world.
It was so bad. And then you just got the one guy like, I'm just gonna put cat people. Wait a minute. Hang on. Feline people. No. Feel on these. Yeah. Feelinid. There we go. Feelinid. Because they want to feel them some nids.
You know what's bad? You could actually write cat people as a good and something that could fit in this thing, but of course the fan base will just go, they're just regular people with cat ears because that's my fetish.
Oh yeah. Any person who has a slight weeby side will just... I would like to think of them more as the wolfen, but as lions.
Not really lions.
Or tigers or some shit like that, or more feline than anything else. They would actually look just like the wolfen.
They would have controllable tails, very sharp claws,
and
controllable
tails. Cats don't have controllable tails.
I thought they do.
No, they just have tails that help them keep balance while running.
No, they'll actually be very
that's
balanced.
Monkeys.
Eat.
A whole squad of monkey people.
Monkeys shoot poison needles.
Yeah. out of their stinger on their end of their tail. It's tiger people. See, I'm more okay with tiger people than cat people.
Yeah, like just big, brooding, like freaking they're fast, they're quick, and they'll just tear you apart.
Yeah. I mean, that would be kind of cool. Like, you could have one guy dual-wielding, like, power fists, and that would actually be really, really cool. Like, an entire unit just dual-wielding power fists.
They'll probably go with claws just to keep in theme.
Well, yeah, they would have claws on the end of them, but they, instead of being, like, a lightning claw that sticks all the way out, that would actually be, like, hooks for, you know, cat claws. Meow. I'm sorry. That was really gay.
Do wolfen wag their tails when they're happy?
Yes, they do. They also get scared of their arch enemy vacuum cleaners. It's how they get them back into the ships.
Alexis, what's your favorite army that you either currently play or want to start?
Sisters of Battle. Hands down.
I want an Eldar army.
What are the next questions that we got?
Why do you think the writing of Games Workshop is so pants on the head mad? Do the writers not talk to one another, or do they not just plan things out, or... Apparently
there's this giant book that they're all supposed to read, and it's all the current and, like, canon stuff and things that they can't touch. Then from there, it's basically, have at thee, which is, in my opinion, really silly and kind of stupid.
And YouTube ad is the stream going to support you?
YouTube barely supports my channel, just saying. I don't make, like... I barely make enough off of ad revenue to even qualify for ad revenue. That's why I always ask for donations, because I kind of need to.
Didn't 40K have mecha before the Tau? Technically, yes.
Yes, they did. But still, the Tau are literally Gundams.
But they actually had more goth, chaotic freaking looking...
They had Mech Warrior stuff that they stole from Mech Warrior. And it's clearly stolen from Mech Warrior.
No, I'm talking about, like, the other type of mecha stuff. Like, you know, the Knights, the Titans, all the crazy shit.
There used to be Felinid Sisters of Battle.
No.
No, I've never read anything about that. In fact, I would actually just kill them on sight if they were Felinid.
Because they're a mutant.
Yep. Amala Cultist, Matt Ward. Holy shit.
CSGO.
That's good. CSGO too. Oh my god, those are the two champions.
Your girlfriend, what?
I am pretty chaotic, but my heart belongs to Slanesh. Some fit for Ghost.
Does it?
Racist Sisters of Battle. They're not racist.
They're
more of speciesist, because they don't even consider mutants humans. Like, that's one of the biggest things.
Xenophobia.
They would just kill the mutant. Is morale worth... Ghost, can you just read that one?
Is moral worth to mess with? I tried to play Night Lords for several battles, but only 2 to 3 models with morale. Only killed 2 to 3 models.
You have to mass it, because their strategy is more or less... I can force you to fail morale checks, because they have a psychic power that does it, and they also have a 3-unit minimum thing that lowers their morale, and you just have to kill like 1 to 2 people in the squad for entire squads to be wiped out, and it's pretty cool.
It's good for swarm armies, because there goes your swarm.
No, it's not good for swarms. Swarms don't give a shit about that. It's really? It's good for elitist armies. Like, you hit a Grey Knight Paladin squad with it.
Oh god.
Their leadership, they lose 1 guy, their leadership drops by 5. They suddenly are looking at rolling a d6 and losing the entire squad.
Yeah, that sounds
What are your
nasty.
thoughts on Corrupted Sisters of Battle? Chaos Multimaidens, because Bolter Bitches is a lame meme. Anyway, yes, that is the thing now. Well, it always has been a thing, but in the new Sisters of Battle Omnibus, there's a book at the end with me in it, and by me I mean Mariel Sabathiel in it, and she actually does have an entire like retinue of corrupted sisters. So Corrupted Sisters of Battle is a thing, and I really think it's cool.
But they're no longer pure and untouchable by chaos, it seems now.
Oh no, they are pure for the most part. It's just that some of them stray, and those strays get killed. But the
Wait.
vast majority of them still have their faith.
What do sisters think of Space Marines?
They're mutants, but they
Kill 'em.
honor them because
Because,
they're
you
the
know.
Emperor's warriors.
Yeah, they're mutated by the Emperor, in this case, in their mind. So it's like, we'll let you live.
Well, no, they view them as angels. But they do know that they're mutants.
And they will kill them.
This one strand of hair is getting to me. It's really annoying me.
And it's fucking up your OBS.
It is.
I like how that was the problem.
I tried to force morale to like every unit in every round, but Marines reroll always save them. Kill more. Like,
Blood.
kill the squads down to like 3 members and then watch them die to that. You really do have to slam into them and really alpha strike them to get them to break and get them to lose enough that the reroll won't actually help them. So what are your opinions on Forge World in tournaments? Yay or nay? Why would it be a nay? I've always wondered this one. Like, if so many people think Forge World is broken, stop. Just get your own stuff from Forge World. Like, that's like saying, oh, well, this premium gun in a game is really good, and I have access to it, but I don't want to get it.
Because
And
it costs
don't
more.
complain. Well, who cares that it costs more? You're going to a tournament, meaning you have to have the best thing available. So go and get it. If you are having problems facing, like, Malefic Lords, which are the biggest things, just assault them. It's what I did. I literally tabled a Malefic Lord player in, like, 3-4 turns. And I'm not talking about the one at Nova. I'm talking about the one I just played recently. He had 5 Malefic Lords, 3 units of Nurglings, and everything else was kept in reserve. He had 2 units of, what are those guys called? The Plague Booger guys. Plague Bearers. He had 2 to 3 lines of them, and I just burned through all of them and then assaulted his guys. And that strategy works against almost every character that I've ever faced. So literally, I'm just going to burn through your bodyguard unit, and then I'm going to assault you with my tank. Ghost, next question?
Yeah, I'm just going through what people are writing right now. What are the sisters' thought on Ogren?
Considering they have accepted albumin strains and Ogren are some of the most loyal servants of the Imperium, probably that they're necessary, but they don't like them. I mean, they don't even... The Sisters of Battle hate the Mechanicum. Like, that's how bad it is. Where do orc freebooter captains get their shirts? I'm just imagining they just go up to a rogue trader who just so happens to have fluffy shirts in exchange for working for them for a little bit. Are the Deathwatch good in the new edition? They can be. It really depends. You really have to give every single unit a Terminator to keep them alive for a long period of time. But other than that, their weapons are good, but they are a bit heavy on cost, so on points, that is. So you really have to be careful. So what are we talking about now? Well, Kingpin, you're dumb. I love you. Ghost, can you grab that question? I didn't see it. The one about
Which
the Dreadnought.
Oh, you mean how hard can people be curb stomped to the ground by the Leviathan Dreadnought? Is it worth the price they charge for it?
Leviathan Dreadnought's really cool. It's huge. It's about the size of the Forge World Super Dreadnought, so it is worth grabbing. It's decent, not great. There are better things that you can buy for the amount of money. I personally would save up a little bit more and get a Storm Raven, but that's just me. Alright, what's the next question after that? I see something about Primarch. Yeah,
What's the next
Primarchs.
Primarch? As always.
What's the next Primarch? Rogel Dorn is the next one for 30k. That's been confirmed. But in 40k is what I'm assuming. It's probably going to be Fulgrim, just because he was mentioned. This little bit of hair is like driving me nuts right now.
But instead of get the Leviathan, get the Daradeo pattern Dreadnought.
The Daredeo? I like the Daredeo.
Dale.
Or as I call him, the Dorito pattern dreadnought. He comes with a keg of Mountain Dew.
Comes with DACA and more DACA.
What's the next one?
Yeah, they're coming along slowly.
Yeah, they're pretty fast.
Probably for me. Why is Papa G so salty about everything?
No, you missed one. Hang on.
If you can read it.
Why does the new Typhus look nothing like the old epic scale version? I have no idea. I don't like the new Typhus, really. I kind of think he sucks.
A lot of Nurgle players I know think he's shit.
Alright, Boop. Can you catch me up on questions real quick?
I basically have.
Alright, what was that one about how good something was? It passed me by really quickly.
Which Legion kick do you feel is the coolest Forge World upgrade?
The one above that.
How good is the Graviton against Tau Mechs? Like the Riptide and Storm?
The Riptides and Storm Surges, they're garbage this edition. Like, they're not even worth taking. They are such trash. In fact, just take your entire Tau army and throw it in the garbage. It's not that bad, but it is pretty bad this edition for them. It's kind of like 5th edition all over again.
And then you got the whole, how do you feel about the new armies, like how the Death Guard and Primaris with their more manga and anime style look? I don't see the manga and anime style for them.
No, it's more Rogue Trader-esque look, in all honesty. And I really like it, so...
The Primaris look like slowly going back to old school knight look.
They do, they do. What is your least favorite Dreadnought? Ooh. The one I can't afford? I really like Dreadnoughts. I think they're super cool, but war-wise they make no sense.
They're great for basing.
Yep. How do you pick a Chaos Legion with the most reasonable belief?
That reasonable belief? What?
Wait, what is that? Believes? I think it's supposed to be belief. Who would you pick, and who are even better than the Loyalist Bastards? I picked Death Guard because I went with the whole Sons of Garrow thing, and I really like Death Guard. I just love sights as a weapon. They're impractical as hell. They are literal garbage as a weapon, but they are really cool, and that's what makes them... That's what made me pick them as a chapter for... I picked them as a Legion for 30k, and then I kept the same paint scheme and did up my own story for them, and I always run them as Loyalists. Instead of the Primarch, I always run Nathaniel Garrow with them. So that's how I run my Death Guard. I really like them. But... I mean, I picked the worst Legion in 30k. Something about swapping legions, alliances. What was that question?
If you could swap a Traitor and Loyalist Space Marine Legion alliance, which two would you swap?
Alpha and Dark Angels. Hey, look, nothing happens. Ha ha ha, memes. Anyway, probably the Ultramarines and the World Eaters.
I'd take that trade. I'd also trade the Imperial Fist for the World Eaters. Basically, if we can get old school World Eaters back, I'll be happy.
Could you imagine Karn as an Imperial... could you imagine if Karn became a living... Karn the Betrayer, but in the Imperial Light would be a living saint.
Oh, no, I'm not... No,
that would be so cool. Hands down, I need to model that now. I need to build my own Karn. He's gonna have a gigantic axe. It's gonna be holy. I need to do this now. This is gonna be awesome.
I was more thinking about them doing their Warhound packs with Ursula Claws and just taking down larger Titans.
Yeah.
And stealing them.
Something about friend into the dirt. What was that one?
Can't wait to stomp my friend into the dirt with that Titan. Yada yada. Don't care.
What's the one after that?
If you going to add Primaris to your Sons of Garrow chapter?
No, I'm not. My my Sons of Garo, or my lore is that they're an M36. They have fought against Primaris Marines, but it was called testing them against a secret legion that only he knew about. So he went after the Sons of Garo really quickly, sicked them on them, and then studied the results, and then brought them back to the back to Mars, and just went, okay. And the Sons of Garo were just like, what the fuck? What do you think about AdMech this edition? I think they're really, really cool. They're mid-tier. They're not super powerful. They're just kind of there. Like, they get their knights, but now you can't bring as many knights because you need to bring some AdMech to repair your knights. So it still balances itself out, and I still don't think they're overpowered. Can you teach me Warhammer 40k? Yes, I can, Cole. You just need to come over to my house, and I'll teach you with one of my 12 fucking armies. 13 armies.
Or he could just, you know, ask you and show up and not play Magic for fucking once.
Question. Top 5 40k YouTube channels excluding your own. 40k Theories, Tactical Imperialis, Alpha Busa. Hands down, I'm not going to include those in this list really quickly. Okay? And here's why. They're my friends. I really like everybody that works with them, and I don't want to suggest them because everybody knows about them. But my top 5 have to include Winners. I really like Winners. Striking Scorpion. Mini Wargaming. I really like them. I know a lot of people are like hit and miss with them, but I really like them. I find them amusing. Glacial Geek is really good.
Woo!
I love him, and I love the silliness that he does with his videos. It's awesome. And probably Fritz 40k. His channel recently got taken down and then put back up, so give him some love. I really like all of those channels. There are a couple of channels that I can't stand. One Mind Syndicate and, oh, what's his name? Arch. I can't stand those two. It went very quiet. Hey, I am magic, okay?
Okay.
Haven't played this edition yet. How did the Deathwing Ravenwing fare? They're still good, but they're not great. They're in the same tier that they were last edition, where they're definitely playable and very fun, but they're not meta-breaking and amazing. Do you think you'll ever make it to the UK and Warhammer World? It is on my list. I currently have to get my passport fixed because unfortunately it was rejected because, well, reasons, because New York State is stupid.
Work on it.
So I am working on it. We are aiming for probably the summer or in the near future. Let's just say in the near future.
If you had to build a competitive Tau army, what would you build, or would you just OD on the Mountain Dew? And shame.
Competitive Tau builds, 5 commanders, like 60 gun drones. Or shield. Yeah. No, gun drones. Because you could just put the wounds on them.
Yep. Commanders are actually kind of nasty.
If you could remove something from the fluff, what would you remove? If I could remove something from the fluff, probably the Tau. If you could give something from the background, a model that doesn't have one currently, who would you pick? Oh, let's see. Who would I pick to give a model to? Probably Cyphus Cain. That's really cool. Mariel Sabathiel.
Why not just Gaunt?
All of the other living saints, Gaunt himself. Some of the side titans, you know, I'd really like to do that. Why don't you like Arch? Arch is a cunt. What? It's really that's it. Like, I had private conversations with him. He told me that he hated my friends. Dude is an asshole. Like, and his constant bitching about politics when he lives in the middle of nowhere is really, really, really bad. And makes the rest of the 40k community look bad by his representation.
I live in a nice socialist country where everything's basically paid for me, but I'm gonna be a bitch about it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I'm not saying that he can't have opinions based on where he lives, based on like American politics. He perfectly can. Dude is just an asshole. Just saying, moving on. Okay. Best Eldar Craft World, BL10. You guys should check... No. BL10. It's dead.
Yeah, fuck you.
I was wondering if you would get that. You guys should check out Wargamer Online. I think they're actually on my subscription list. Question, would you ever give Orc Ned, Deadlock, Powerclaw, or call them Dreadclaw Rude Boys? God, that was tough to read.
Question, would you give Orc Knob Deadlocks, Power Claws, and call them Dreadclaw Rude Boys?
I really like it. God has a model. I want an updated model. I know he has a model, and I know the Last Chancers all have models, but I want them to have new models that don't suck. In fact, give us Plastic Sisters while you're at it. Just sprinkle that on.
Fucking hell, don't beat the horse dead anymore.
I know. One last question. What Primarch would you like back on the Loyalist side? And good night all. Take care. You sociopaths. Psychopaths. Which Loyalist Primarch would I want back to life? Lionel Johnson, just because I really like him. And I know I rip on him all the time, but I really, really, really like the fluff of Lionel Johnson. I think he's a really good and really in-depth Primarch. Question, do you think Chaos will get any new models? Not Death Guard. How many new models do they have to give Chaos players before they stop bitching? Like, legit. They gave you Demons. They gave you Zeech. They gave you Slanesh new models. They gave you
2 Primarchs. I want more.
Yes, Chaos Space Marine players are like, they just want so much, and you know what? They're all Slaneshi when they say that. They just want more.
The problem is they didn't want Magnus. They didn't want Mortarion. They wanted Angron and Fulgrim. That's the 2 they wanted, but they didn't
don't
get.
threaten us with a good time. Oh yeah. There's so many Primarchs that they could bring out, and they're going to. We know the Primarchs are selling like hotcakes. GW is a business. They're going to keep doing it. Besides the obvious answers, this is battle. What army do you think needs updates to its models and lore? The Tau.
Yeah, Tau needed the most.
Tau needs to be more grimdark. Like I want to see Tau move from the mecha phase to the steampunk phase.
I want them to have Psychers.
Yeah, they could. Well, I mean, they do have the Kroot Seers.
No, I'm saying cool. The moment regular Tau start getting Psychers is when their lore will actually hit the fan and actually be good.
Tau have demonically possessed?
Only one, but no, I'm talking about...
No, there's quite a few now.
I was about to go, yeah, if it becomes commonplace, the lore can get great because they'll be wondering how the fuck are these Tau doing this with their mind.
They might actually have to seek help from, the other races in the galaxy instead of just trying to go, hey, join us or die. We're the Imperium. I mean, we're not the Imperium.
Or forced evolution, or, oh, fuck, Daemons!
Yeah. Do you need anything for your sisters since you're currently tied up buying furniture? The biggest thing for Sisters of Battle that I really want right now is Seraphim. It's the last real unit in their army that I need. And I really, really, really want 10 Seraphim. I think they're awesome. They're one of my favorite units. I love them.
Remember that one guy's conversion? We should really try to copy that.
I know, but it's still just as expensive. Have you seen new Varric videos about Plastic Sisters? I kind of avoided the clickbait, but I should probably watch it. He's probably going to talk about the same thing that we both saw. Or I wasn't sure. I don't think he made it there, but me and Ghost were there when they were talking about Plastic Sisters.
Yeah, Valric wasn't at the event.
Yeah, he wasn't at Nova. Now I can't stop thinking about Tau edgelords.
Sadly, it's what they need.
No, I like Magnus. I just want more normal Havocs. Okay, you know what? That's something you do need, Bo. I will give you that.
Yeah.
You do need Havocs.
Okay, yeah. Take the Havocs.
What do the normal citizens of the Imperium think of Primaris Marines? They don't even know what a Primaris Marine is. Hell, they don't even, for the most part, they don't even know who Rubu Gilliman is. They don't know the Space Marines freaking...
No. They know who Reboot Gilliman is.
No, they actually don't. In a live feed with the Games Workshop developers, they said that the average citizen would not know who Reboot Gilliman is now. They would be like, oh, really? He's a big deal and we'll preach about him, but they'd probably just be like, whatever. Just a person. Just a new demigod or a saint.
Huh, because I remember reading like one of the things when they were like hinting at Katie, it's like as soon as Reboot Gilliman became a thing, he declared his crusade. Every guardsman that heard about it...
Guardsmen. But there's literally trillions of... Well, actually, there's probably like... what is it? What's bigger?
Yeah, but
there's a shit ton of humans that don't even know what the guard is, let alone a space marine.
Well, yeah, true.
How does the Mechanicum give about gender? How many dams does the Mechanicum give about gender? None. I'm thinking on a scale of what's gender to replace it with cogs. Pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, that'd be like more flesh to cut away. Okay, never mind. I don't give a shit. Just jam this metal in you.
What happened to High Fleet Leviathan? It just vanished or something. After Kabanda kind of annihilated Leviathan, or was it Leviathan? But after Leviathan was annihilated, it did slip into the warp and then get spit out and now is devouring other Tyranid Hive fleets. We don't have confirmation that it's Leviathan doing it, but it's Leviathan doing it. Oh my god, I just thought of something that Warhammer 40k doesn't have for their Space Marines. Somebody needs to get on this. Space Marines that are mermaids. Get on this. I'm expecting this of you now. I want to see art of this all over the internet now. Space Marine mermaids. Under the sea. Killing my enemy. Down where it's wetter. The Emperor is better. Take it from me. I am done today. Like, what the fuck was that? Have you had any hobby horror stories with unpleasant people or store experiences? Yes. Yes, I have. I've gone to a store and I played against a person who then flipped out on me because I was a girl. And then, like, went full, like, retard on me, and it was really annoying. Or I have people who, at game stores, this game does attract a lot of right-wing people. It just does. And when they see somebody like me, they're like, oh my god, you're a feminist. I hate you. And I'm just like, no, I'm actually center-right. Egalitarian. But yeah, thanks for, immediately accusing me of something. That's cool. Or people who get really mad at me for beating them, or people who don't take me seriously when I play against them. I also have people who just blatantly don't know how to talk to me, and it's really annoying.
Or that one guy that just blatantly didn't know what the fuck to do. Just shit went to hell.
Yeah.
I've had bad hobby experiences. I had one a few hours ago.
Yes. I'm so sorry, Boo. If you guys don't know, Ghost unfortunately dropped his Eldar onto the floor and they exploded.
I did not drop shit to the floor.
Your shelf caved in.
Yeah, it's because there's people hitting the roof with fucking hammers.
The Space Sharks listen to accept. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'm so confused. Oh yeah, and that's all the political shit that I'm gonna say, but I do get it a lot when I'm at game stores, and it's really irritating. Because nerds tend to think that they know a lot about politics when they're actually just dumb as shit. Just saying.
Or at a convention.
Oh, God. Did I ever tell you I had somebody grab my ass in my sister battle armor?
No, you didn't tell me that one.
Oh, yeah. So, get this. Alright, so I was at a convention, and I'm wearing my old sister battle armor. You know, the bad one that's in all of my intros. The one that's going to be replaced very soon. I promise. I'm still using that intro because it's the best thing that I have. I'm sorry. It's bad, but it's... But I'm in my full suit of armor, and I'm really happy. I'm having a great time at this convention. And then this guy just comes along. He's like, wow, this arm is really good, and actually touches where the breast is. And I'm just like, I know you're not actually touching my breast, but this is still making me uncomfortable. Can you please stop? And they were like, oh, yeah. You know, you're fully armored. And actually touched me again. And I'm just like, look, stop or I'm going to hit you. And then I'm talking to somebody else, and the guy's just standing there. I'm just like, go away. And he goes, and we're talking about just some shit, just, you know, cosplay stuff, nerd shit. And he's just like, wow, you're armored up all over the place except right here. And actually goes around me and grabs my ass. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck?
You better hope that doesn't happen next time I'm around.
What? No. So I had him escorted out. I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. Get the fuck out. Get away from me. That was fucking creepy. And I don't have the back armored up because I need some type of ventilation for that suit. It's really, really hot in it.
I wonder, how's the new one going to be ventilated?
Same thing. I'm going to probably throw a small fan inside it just to keep myself cool.
Yeah, just a simple little powered fan by battery.
But yeah, I had somebody grab my ass, and I was just like, wow, okay.
I just remember that one guy that was hitting on you at Nova, and I just come walk over, and then it's like, and then he just walks away defeated.
I felt so bad for that guy. He was hitting on me so much. He was like so happy and everything, and I'm talking with him because, you know, I'm actually a really nice person when I'm not being a conceited bitch. But I'm really, really, really lovely. Ghost can tell you.
What?
This is where you tell them that I'm actually a really nice person, or I'm gonna murder you in your sleep.
What?
Anyway, this person's hitting on me like crazy, and my boyfriend just walks over, Ghost, walks over, and he's just like, hey, boo, and just puts his arm around me, just like completely oblivious to what's going on, and the guy just kind of like, in the middle of his sentence, just walks away defeated.
He literally gets up and walks away. Like,
I felt bad.
I just thought it was a fan talking to her, so I didn't freaking think.
Oh, so that's what Accept is? Thank you. I didn't know what that was. That's actually really cool. Send me a link to some of their stuff. I do love me some German metal.
Oh, God.
Just saying. I love German metal. Sorry.
I went to grab snacks, came back, gave her snacks and a hug, and it's like, up, and he walks away defeated. I thought it was just a fan.
Well, he was, but anyway, guys, I am going to end this stream right here. I had a lot of fun with this one. This one was really, really, really good. But for the people not watching this live, if you have anything that annoys you in the 40K fluff that thinks more of a video needs to be made, please comment in the comment section down below. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and YouTube as well. I am also doing a contest. The video for the bits contest, everybody can enter. You can enter multiple times. I'm super excited about that one because it's actually, I'm going to compile that and make it into a really, really cool video, and I'm super, super excited about that.
Because yes, I kind of need bits right now.
I'm actually not going to be the one judging it.
Oh, sweet.
So, yeah.
It's fair game, but I'm not. I don't need anything of the stuff you got there. You have no Eldar.
Anyway, guys. I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. I love you guys. Bye. Oh, I didn't set up my hotkeys yet.
No!